So in chapter 2, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem, house of bread, by the way, that's the Hebrew. Bread is a symbol of spiritual food, as you know, in the Bible too. So that's where David resided, and so he was born appropriately in the place where his great ancestor. Now we're giving him reality. Yes, Jesus had ancestors. He was a human being. Now I'm talking something that you could relate to. But if we spatialize, spatial with an A, if we push all of this away into a never, never, it easily becomes meaningless, as it was for me in my Church of England days, of Judea. Okay, Messiah. Okay, so what have we done with the word Messiah, Christ? We've made it into a meaningless surname. We talk about Jesus Christ. No, this is the King of the Jews, and even Herod knew that. He got the scribes, the professional theologians together, and said he must have had an element of belief, because he said, where does it say the Messiah is going to be born? That's quite a good question, isn't it? It's a believing question. Where was the Messiah to be born? And they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for that's what has been written. Oh, that's interesting. The Bible says, wow, they're looking for answers in the Bible. That's amazing, to their credit. They didn't do very well eventually because they killed the Messiah, but at this point they at least were believing. And what does it say, and where does that come from? And chapter 5 of Micah gives you all you need, at least initially, to understand this whole messianic idea from ancient times. That simply means from ancient days the promise, and it was indeed way back in the time of David, before Micah. So the promise of his coming is way back. It's a plain statement then, in the Bible, Micah predicting the arrival in Bethlehem, too little to be among the clans of Judah. Isn't that interesting? Just a humble little town. It's the town of David. That's what they said here in the New Testament, wasn't it? In the city of David. Yeah. They knew this from the prophecy you just read for us. And he's going to go forth for me. He's going to be born. To go forth is to come from the womb. He's going to be born on God's behalf to be ruler in Israel. That's the Net Bible, very useful. There's so much good information you can have on your computer, by the way. That's exactly right. Very political, and he did say it's for Israel. That's true. Nothing about pre-existing. Can you imagine making Jesus irrelevant? Well, he really is an angel before he became a man. He came into the womb from outside, or he's God. How remote to your common sense, your intelligence, is all of that? We're trying to make Jesus real here. He's a real king with a real future on the throne of David. But if he's human, Satan was clever enough to see this is a temptable person. James says that God cannot be tempted. Well, that puts an end straight away to the idea that Jesus is God. Jesus was tempted. So if you say that Jesus was tempted, you are automatically saying Jesus isn't God. If you say God is an I or a him or a he or a thee or a thou or a thyself or a thine, any of the 14 forms of the personal pronoun in English and Greek and Hebrew, if you say that, you're automatically declaring yourself as a Unitarian, unless, of course, words have ceased to have meaning, and that's what the devil would like. Because when words cease to have meanings, everything breaks down and is in chaos.